Alright, welcome Grenada, Carrico, PD Monica, and the rest of the world. Welcome to another Mikey Live. Boy, yo, look at people. You make me wanna read news. People, we have a lot of things to tell you about as usual. This is where the action is every night. If you're looking at us for the first time, just know that's where the thing is. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. So people, brace all yourself. Housekeeping matters. Always tell people to share the program. You see, when people share the program, that's how other people get to know that the business is live. Some people might be there just minding their business, not realizing that time has passed for the program to start, and they miss out on the business. So you help with that by sharing the business. If you're on Facebook, go right ahead, hit the share button, all right? And get some more people to come onto the program. We don't want them to miss anything. Now, speaking of missing, let's tell you what the headlines are. The cause of death determined for Kilron Thorne, who was found dead on the weekend in his hometown. So we go tell all you about that, people. Woman knocked down on Morris Bishop Highway today. So we go tell all you about that too. Mother accused in court today. Rihanna sues her own father. Yep, Rihanna sues her father. And unions heading to court. Government says, well, that's their right. Women in Carriacou are recycling, and we'll tell you more about that. And suspected drowning in St. Lucia. And we have other things to tell all you about, you know. So brace all yourself, people, that when the thing does happen. If it ain't Mikey Live, I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? So all you hear going on, tell all you when I come on the program, my phone results go crazy, you know. That's when everybody want to send me thing. You know what I mean? Whoever send all you, tell them all you don't see me. You know what I mean? Anyway, all you, we are about to take our first break. We want to remind you that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and Colombian Emirates International. So here going on now, people. When you see we come back, it's real news in all your Lily Lolo. So stay tuned.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Action is back! Grenada National Stadium, the West Indies Championship Regional 4-Day Tournament, Thursday, January 17th to the 20th, 2019, as the Windward Islands Volcanoes take on Jamaica Scorpions, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily at the Grenada National Stadium. Admission $10. Comes to the likes of Devon Smith, Sherman Lewis, Josh Thomas, Roland Cato, amongst the regional stars. Remember, cricket action is back at the Grenada National Stadium, January 17th to the 20th, 2019. Come shout and support your team.
He's hit that one.
Don't miss a ball.
It's a new year, so how about a new look? At Quartz Optical, we have the latest brand names and styles. Plus, get 20% off credit on 12 to 24 months. Instant credit approval while you are being tested. Get 15% off cash, so you can get that new frame to go into the new year. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest, fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Special conditions apply.
Colors Promotion together with Carib present National Colors Fest.
Everybody safe, girls winding up, keep up.
National Colors Fest, Wednesday, February 6th, the night before the holiday. Moonlight City, we deck off in our national colors and come out to play a mass. And you see, when morning touch, Grenada's best takes the stage. Sheldon Douglas, Boise, Dash,
Wind up, we don't want no
Easy, Jam King, Heine Jam and Sosa, Muddy and Squeezed, Looney Spark and Electrify, Zooty Man and more. Get ready, cause a mask go play. We embrace the ice, green and gold. National Colors Fest, 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. General admission 25. Ticket outlets are Gittins, England Dance, Heather Boutique, Shorty's Bar, opposite the terminal, Spice Mobile Guam, Shi's Bar Victoria, Big Lane Bar, Sates, Kwame in River Sally, Daigo Shop Tivoli, Bogoso Barbershop, Kevin and Crush Barbershop Grenville, and St. David's Pharmacy. National Colors Fest, Wednesday, February 6th, Moonlight City.
All right, folks, so welcome, and it is now time to get into some hardcore news for tonight. And if you are just joining us, it is my pleasure to welcome you to another program. All right, so Oli, the first thing that we have to tell you about, we've been telling about it last week, but we want to show you a little bit of what we are talking about. All right, so take a look at your screen right now. Now, the Ministry of Climate Resilience and others on Thursday endorsed a new line of environmentally friendly disposable items launched by a local company. Now, the Independence Agency is a local wholesale and distribution company. In a media conference last week, they presented those biodegradable products to the media. You know what I mean? Now, the list of the items include boxes, boxes and plates and trays and storage containers, straw, glasses, cutlery, bags, and other eating utensils. You know, and they're saying that they're all made from plants and are 100% degradable within 3 to 6 months. You understand, people? I ain't making it up. 100% biodegradable, you know. They say it can degrade within 3 to 6 months. I ain't making it up. Now, addressing Thursday's launch, the Minister for Climate Resilience, Senator Honorable Simon Steele, said that what is most critical about this season, all right? Sorry, watch now, Mikey. Take your time with me, no, man. The session is our position as we transition from a society who has always known the styrofoam and plastic to now a safer and healthier alternative. You understand? They are saying that this is significant. People, I'm going to post the business on the website for all to take a further look at it. You understand? But they're saying this is good. This is good. That's a good business. You know what I mean? Yes. So I hope I don't have to pay extra $1 on me pay out. I hope with the whole business and ding, I don't have to pay extra this morning. I had to pay extra $1 on the pay out. The pay out used to be $12. The pillow, my dog may watching now, I buy the pillow. Used to be $12. The pillow is now $13 because you make in the paper box. You can't see the lights are bright for it. Look at it here, $13 in a bit. $13 to paying for the pillow. So I say, what it is? What going on with the dollar? They say, well, the dollar is for the business. You know, bigger containers and different, and then kind of business in a different kind of business. So anyway, that's a small thing, you know what I mean? This morning I shot the coconut man $1. That's a small thing, you know what I mean? Somebody had to pay for $1 that ain't coming out of my pocket. So coconut man, that's a small thing. We go fix up in the morning. There we go. Oh yeah. The next story that we have to tell the police sent us a recent picture. You know what I mean? And they say they still want your help in locating escaped inmate Hayden Phillip, said to be armed and dangerous. bid. So they want the public to look out for Hayden, boy. The manhunt is still on by the Royal Grenada Police Force and officials from the Her Majesty's prison. They say that they have intensified the search and they still can't find Hayden, boy. Oh, Hayden is a ghost. Hayden will take win. I think this is probably one of the longest period that an escapee is out there. I'm not saying that this is the longest time. I say this is one of the. You understand? One of the. You're telling me. You know, we have a reputation for being able to solve them kind of business. So here I was saying, Hayden, check me tomorrow. You know what I mean? Yeah, nothing get that tough. Check me tomorrow. We're gonna organize the business side. We'll go by the police and we go sort it out. You know what I mean? Because them police and them getting jet. You know? You see, after about 4 or 5 days, the thing intensify, and then the next thing you know, Hayden, place mash up. You know what I mean? So we don't want place to mash up. So yeah, I was saying, check me tomorrow. And then let me go by the police and let me sort it out. You know what I mean? Once you go in there with me, you're safe. We go there and we go organize the business. You know what I mean? Right. Oh yeah, we're moving on. Now, in fact, even before we move on, I need to say this. The police say that island-wide, you should be on the lookout for this man. And they say that you have to be reminded that it is an offense to harbor, conceal, or aid in the concealment of any person who has committed a crime according to Section 383 of the Criminal Code, Cap 72A, Volume 4 of the 2010 Continuous Revised Laws. Oh yeah, next story in all the lolo. Biggest story for the day. Give me a drum roll. Come, Mikey. Give me a drum roll. Hear that one, boy. Government pull out good news today like if it was Christmas. I ain't making it up. Government of Grenada, people, pull out good news as if it was Christmas. I ain't making it up. You know what I mean? News after news after news right now. National report go nice tonight. Here the business. Public officers in Grenada are getting a well-deserved financial break according to the government. The public officers will receive their January salaries more than a week ahead of schedule. Not only that, you know, people, hold on, I don't talk, no, take all the time, me not chair, what it is? Huh? What it is? Don't push me. Let me talk. Take me time and talk. Not only that they will be receiving their salaries 1 week ahead of schedule, they are receiving their 4% increase. Not only that they're receiving their 4% increase, I don't talk yet, take all the time. Eh? In terms of you, the people who pay like extra 30% on the business, 28%, now they drop it down to the business. The permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance, hold on, let me go into details now. Mrs. Ophelia Wells Cornwall. She was the bearer of the good news like Santa Claus in January. At the press briefing held this morning, boy, she disclosed all the business. She said that government recognizes that January is usually considered a long month, as the December salaries are usually paid early and persons would normally incur a bit more expenses for the Christmas season. They're so cognizant of that reality and the fact that government's current cash flow permits. A decision was taken to pay January salaries on the 21st instead of the... I ain't making it up. So then people getting their money and then... So what I'm saying is, I look at that sticker like something there for them teachers and them who they lose the little thing. And then public workers who they lose that little thing and all the win already. And I ain't making it up. Anyway, so the announcement was made today at the post-cabinet briefing.
The government has decided to pay salaries to public officers earlier this month. So traditionally we would pay the day before the last day in the month. So we are going to pay public officers on Monday the 21st of January instead of the 30th of January, pensioners and ex gratia payments would be made on the 29th as per usual. Increment payments would also be made to public officers, and increment payment is to the tune of $3.6 million this year. Salary increases of 4%. You would recall that the government would have agreed with the unions of paying a 10% over a period of 3 years, 3, 3, and 4. So we are at the point of the 4% increase. So when we make that January 21st payment, we would be paying an additional 3.6 in increment payment, and we would also be paying $6.7 million additional in the salary increases for public officers. The 4% increase would also be given to pensioners. As you may know, pensioners, their income, it's indexed, so whatever public officers get by way of increase, pensioners would also receive same. This month also, employees nationwide would see a reduction. For those who fall within the category of paying income tax of 30%, would see a reduction by 2%. So the income tax reduction, 28% as announced in the budget presentation, would take full effect this month. And you can find that on either page 47, 48, 46, thereabout in the budget speech, as pronounced by the Minister for Finance.
Thank you very much, madam. And next time when you come in and kind of news, we red and white, you know, we go understand. So people, that's the business right there, you know. So the income tax payers, who fall within that category, and she was very right to say, who become me does not pay 30% because my salary the rich day. I ain't free to tell nobody. And I mean, I poor and I proud. So, for those of you who fall within that category, instead of you paying 30%, you're paying 28%. You never see that. Because if I used to pay that, you think I come in and program and make a real noise. If I used to pay income tax, I had to fix a road. You know what I mean? I had to fix me galvanize or kind of thing. If I did pay income tax, you think it's so? I mean, money no good. I don't work in and then still me tired to boss every time and me galvanize falling out. Joke color make me in a business. That's why I doesn't say nothing because I don't have to pay that. Anyway, there you go. Oh yeah, on a serious matter, the cause of death determined for Kilron Thorne. Now, Kilron Thorne is a 36-year-old whose body was discovered in a drain in his village in Simon St. Andrew. Now, according to this report, he died as a result of respiratory insufficiency, bronchopneumonia, and epilepsy. And that's according to an autopsy that was conducted on Monday, 14 January 2019. Now, police did say that they did not suspect any foul play in his death. Okay, and now the autopsy was done, and that was the findings. All right. All the Grenada will be playing. I mean, we have some members, Grenadians, who will be playing in the Windward Islands matches. That's going to be from the 17th of January. Devon Smith, Dennis Smith, Roland Keto, Josh Thompson, and Josh Thomas, and Shimon Lewis. Yes, they all will be playing, but we can tell all you more about that tomorrow. God's willing, the game will go from the 17th, all right? And here's what, it's only $10 to go inside. I ticket in about bring it with me tickets. I want to give away some ticket for the cricket, but we'll talk about it later. Earlier today, a woman riding a motor scooter was knocked down at the Morris Bishop Highway. You know what I mean? And another number added to the accidents tally for 2019. Police yesterday reported that they recorded 17 accidents for the weekend. You understand? Well, this incident happened today, just around 3 p.m. on the Morris Bishop Highway. Now, how the incident came about is still sketchy, but shortly after the incident happened, police and ambulance showed up at the scene. Now, a woman was seen being assisted to stand, wearing a neck brace, and assisted into a SGU branded ambulance. You know, it caused a little traffic congestion just for a short while as the police conducted their investigation. And on the clip that on your screen, the short clip on your screen, just about 7 seconds, you can see a scooter on the ground, and there's a lady being assisted into the SGU branded ambulance. Okay, folks, we would sort to see if you know, how she's doing also. I think I have somebody who I could actually speak to about that incident. All right, but it is still not certain as to what happened. All right. Oof, so many, man, so many. All, yeah, we have to tell you so many things. The matter went to court this morning, boy. You know, the man who was accused of the nation's latest homicide went to court this morning. You understand? Huh. Mother accused, 30 years old, Nyron Paris. Well, folks, he made his first court appearance today, charged with non-capital murder. Now, he's actually from Bushaju, and he was before Magistrate Tyra Gelino at the number 2 Magistrate Court, having been charged for the death of Garvin Anthony. Now listen up, people. Family members of both the deceased and the accused had a little exchange of words outside of the courthouse where I say punch go pelt, you know. You know what I mean? But no punch go pelt. You know, people could be civil when disagreeing on certain matters and things. So, yeah, you know, their emotions were flying, you know, but at the end of it all, everything was all right, you know. Now, folks, Garvin Anthony died from hypovolemic shock as a result of multiple stab wounds, according to an autopsy conducted on Monday. Folks, he was stabbed, according to reports, twice to the abdomen and once to the left hand during an altercation on the night of Friday, 11 January 2019, just around 11:30 p.m. Now, during the short session in court today, the prosecution indicated its intention to call 8 witnesses to the stand. Now, among the witnesses, the mother of the deceased. Would you believe, though, that Paris entered the court without legal representation today? And he was remanded to a magistrate's prison and will return to court on February 4th, 2019. This is the island's first killing, folks, and we hope that we wouldn't have many more. Yeah, several persons came around this morning, as usual, to get a glimpse of the man who is being accused of killing Garvin Anthony. Yeah, so again, as we said, he will be back in court on February 4th, 2019. We are moving on. How are we looking for time, people? All right. Okay, so the next story that we need to tell you about, how are we looking for time? Yeah, some of all you. Yeah? You all ain't shared the news yet, and I want to encourage all you to share it. Now, the community of Mount Horn in St. Andrew, according to reports, is well on its way to receive a new state-of-the-art early childhood development center. Now, in November of 2018, the sword was turned to signal the start of construction of the new facility. You understand? All you're telling me. So, folks, they say that construction is now in progress and the project itself is in full gear. So we have a report on that by Mr. Delroy Lewison.
The Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, under the stewardship of its Minister and Parliamentary Representative for the constituency of St. Andrew Northwest, the Honorable Delma Thomas, will soon provide an avenue for child growth and development in the St. Andrew area. The new Early Childhood Development Center is being funded by India-UN Development Partnership Fund, the United Nations Children's Fund, and the Government of Grenada. The Mount Horn Child Development Center will be established to provide care and nurturing and will cater to young children ages 6 months to 3 years. Social worker with responsibility for early childhood in the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, Don Cyrus, is impressed with the progress of the work thus far.
Well, I'm quite pleased with the level of work that the contractor was able to accomplish within the past 2 months, because he actually started mid-November, I think 16 to be exact. And to date, I think things are progressing quite smoothly, and I just really want to hope that our May deadline will be met. And I think it will be met based on what I have seen and what I observed.
Building contractor for the project, Jerry Hosford, says as with every project, there are challenges. However, his workmen are working assiduously to ensure that each challenge is dealt with accordingly.
As you go through the project, you will meet challenges, and you will meet them unforeseen items. So that become a big challenge. But and in order to take care of that, it also come with a cost. But at the moment, we cannot really put a cost to it yet. We have to do an evaluation of the excess work what will have to be done before we put a cost to it.
According to Cyrus, this facility will be one like no other ever constructed in Grenada, since a standard has been established for the edifice.
Those who were built before, some were built as models, but we did not have a standard to look at. We had the idea, we have ideas. But 2017, the standard was passed for early childhood establishment of daycare and preschools. So against this background, we are now using the standards for the building of this early childhood center and future early childhood center. So what we want to ensure that there are separate rooms for different age band. We have the correct adult staff ratio, which was one of the areas that we were weak in the past.
The Mount Horn project will be the model for future facilities being constructed. For the Ministry of Social Development, I'm Delroy Louison. The Ministry.
Thank you very much, Delroy. Olia, so the next thing I have to tell Olia about unions heading to court, and the government says, well, that's their right. The following last week Friday's meeting with teachers, the duty president Lyden Lewis said that the mandate given by the membership is to take the matter to court. Now, this matter was addressed at this morning's post-cabinet briefing. The head of the pension negotiation team, Minister Oliver Joseph, when asked what's the government response to this, had this to say. And here is the Minister, Oliver Joseph, on this.
Well, that's their right. They can choose to go to court. We are following the procedures as laid down in the Labor Relations Act of conciliation, mediation. That's the process, the procedure that government is following. The union have a right to go to court. We live in a democratic society where the court is always open for redress to any matter. They have not indicated that in writing to us. In the letter, they did not say that. So I do not know what will be their position, but they have a right to do that.
All right, thank you very much, sir. The next matter down for news tonight. Women in Carriacou. A group of women in Carriacou. They say that they are turning unwanted material into creative designs. These are the things, people, that has to make news. And so we have a special report on that out of Carriacou from KOMG Productions. Kendall Mark.
This group of women have resolved to help reduce the pollution of single-use plastic bags in Carriacou, opened up a shop to design, produce and sell alternative grocery and fashion bags and other useful items made from discarded materials. So many discarded fabrics, plastics and other solid waste materials may end up in the sea. The creative women of Carriacou took this problem seriously and worked out a strategy towards a solution. Marina Fasigi spoke of how the group came into being.
The group, we started in 2016, a group of 20 women that got together. Actually, we were doing a UNDP project, and it was about producing some materials from recycled stuff in order to clean the environment and to produce some generating income for women.
Evelyn Bartholomew, a member of the group, says the group is going well and is hoping the next generation can continue what they have started.
And we are going very well so far, and I do hope to see that this thing take flight, that the next generation to come will have something to carry on with.
Presently, the group is focused on bag making, but as time progresses, they will venture into something else. That's according to Antonia Peters.
As we just started, we're only looking into bags right now, but we do intend on going further than bags. Most likely we'll start making mats. For example, we do have a mat made from buttercup in Trinidad flag. So we have flags, we have different flag, example Grenada and other stuff. We do intend on doing like ornaments made from the glass bottles found on the beach and stuff like that. But as it's just started, we're only moving slow.
Marlene Joseph spoke of what's next for the group.
Next aim would be to train youths, get them involved instead of being idle on the street. So we get them in and train them to be able to sew and just use the creative power that God has given them to produce worthwhile things for the society and clean up.
By producing durable bags made of collected discarded materials, creative women of Carriacou are promoting a practical alternative to single-use plastics for shopping, which would help the amount of fabrics and plastic discarded in Carriacou's lands and coastal waters. Persons who may have unwanted clothes or fabrics can bring them into the group.
Yeah, thank you very much. Of course, folks, them kind of thing they had to make news. What it is? Give them a clap, please. Give them a clap. You know what I mean? Well, yeah. The next thing we have to tell you, boy. The man in charge of the finances of the Grenada Invitational has severed ties with the event, delivering a possible setback to the organization's effort. Oh God, all you don't text me up sooner, man. To the organization's effort to set the wheel in motion for the 2019 event. That also follows the resignation of the founder and the chairman last September, Mr. Michael Bascom. Now, according to a report in the Now Grenada, Fenton Frederick, a director of the Grenada Invitational Inc., ceased to hold the office of director as of 4th October 2018. There are now only 2 directors as of November 2018, the report stated. Now, recently, there have been a lot of attention placed on the status of the event since local media started reporting that athletes who participated in the 2017 and 2018 meets were still owed, and legal actions were being contemplated by some unpaid athletes. Now, we also had the resignation of Michael Bascom, and when he did, he was claiming that there was some sort of lack of cooperation with the other directors and so on in obtaining information about the finances and so on. All right, and that was his claims. Now, last Wednesday, the Grenada Invitational Day sent out a press release dismissing the claims of non-payment and saying that it's erroneous. You know, they stated that several local media houses ran slanderous and untrue stories stating that legal actions were going to be taken by athletes owed by the Grenada Invitational from the meet since 2017. Now, they said that it was absolutely untrue and that they were going to be taking some sort of action against the media houses. They said that it is time for it to stop. Now, it said since September of 2018, the Grenada Invitational has been under constant attack with local media being provided with dubious information about the private affairs of the Grenada Invitational. Now, that press release by the Grenada Invitational closed off by saying that it is in the process of making the final preparations to launch the 2019 event, the Grenada Invitational. Oh yeah, we are moving on. Hear this one now, people. Rihanna. Let's just take a plane a little bit. Let's go to Barbados, kinda, because she's from Barbados, right? Good. So the Barbados media, also TMZ, and there are other media houses reporting that Rihanna is taking her father to court. I'm making it up, people. They say that she's taking her father to court. According to several international media sources, Rihanna, she's suing her father, Ronald Fenty, for exploiting the Fenty name. Oh, Jano. Now, the media site TMZ claims to have obtained court documents which claims that her father started a talent development company in 2017 called Fenty Entertainment. However, Rihanna has already trademarked Fenty, quote-unquote, the Fenty, for a number of business ventures, including her well-known Fenty beauty line. She claims he's profiting off the reputation she created with Fenty. Now, the England's Daily Mail also reported, despite having no authority to act on his daughter's behalf, Ronald is said to have booked her on a $15 million tour in Latin America and 2 concerts at the Staples Center in Los Angeles and T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas for $400,000. Rihanna has asked for damages from her father and an injunction on his business set up in 2017. Now, a Page 6 report claims that the superstar said her dad claims he got approval from her label, Rock Nation, before booking, but that the singer argues that no one from Rock Nation knew about the endeavors. While Rihanna is taking legal action against her father, the two remains in constant contact. I never hear that yet. Folks, well, look me trouble. This is a very, very interesting case. The man can claim, just on a side note, that, hey, this is my name too. And I have all rights to start a company in my name. In fact, I gave you my name. I think, right? Is it? Yeah. Okay. So if he gave you his name, how could you come back and sue him? What? No, I'm just saying that argument, devil's advocate here, no. Again, already Donald Trump. Devil's advocate here. The man can argue that's his name too. In fact, I suing you for taking my name and going to make a label with it. Because I gave you the name, you didn't ask me for permission to brand it like that and to, how to call it, and trademark the name. You're supposed to ask me, I gave it to you. So people, that would be a very interesting case. President going to be set in that case, they're telling you. Anyway, let me leave that talk. You understand? Let me leave that talk. If my child so happens to get more popular than me and get like money more than me, and when I in my old age try to sue me, and give me one, right? Child, study your head. Be humble and kind. Yeah? When the fruits of your labor seems to be showing up its head, take a moment to be proud. Yes? But do not allow it to cloud your judgment. Be humble and kind. But anyway, I ain't get myself into family business. They say, you know what I mean? Stay out of family business. You know what I mean? I go gang you. So, the next story that we have to tell you, I feel like Donald Trump tonight. There has been a, let me calm down not to tell you that story, boy. A suspected drowning in St. Lucia. Now, folks, again, I have to tell you that we have a huge St. Lucian, St. Vincent, and Trinidadian based on the program, and so from time to time you would find that we are reporting cases from St. Vincent, St. Lucia and Trinidad and Tobago, because these people have messaged us saying that, hey, we look at your program, and you know, it would be good if you could report like two things from our island as well. So that is why we often, at least every day, try to cover a story from Trinidad and Tobago, from St. Lucia, and sometimes from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Here's that story from St. Lucia.
Following many hours of searching, the body of Barthélemy Pamphile washed ashore near the Cap Mazor Hotel. The 51-year-old man embarked on a diving expedition sometime after 4 on Sunday afternoon, but never returned. His body later washed ashore face down on Monday morning near the Cap Mazor beach.
I rushed here. When I came here, there was lots of people there, but then there was no sign of him, which I stayed there until about 6, 7. I left and I came back like about 9, and I stayed there until about 2:30 in the morning. Well, just to make, to see whether, if anything would show up or anything.
Hildreth Charles has known the deceased for most of their lives. He describes him as kind and supportive. Charles says his lost friend will surely be missed.
He was a very nice guy. I'm not just saying that for me to he was a very nice person to me, to my family. And all I can say is that I'll miss him dearly. And it's a big loss for me and also to his family. But, it's just sad, that happened, and then, it's just that all I'm saying that right now that we need the strength and courage, because it's not anything easy.
Meanwhile, former president of the Groseley Fishermen Cooperative, Ricky McDoom, says that fishermen should ensure that they have the necessary safety gear before venturing out.
During my tenure, I attended a lot of meetings where we had to apply measures to help the fishers to understand the burning safety issues with regards to the measures that they need to take before they can go out to sea, the life jacket, the radios, etc. This is still something that is a concern, because some boat owners or the crew on the boat do not implement those measures, and this is something that we need to look at.
With the island surrounded by water, McDoom also believes that students should be taught how to swim from a tender age.
We need to revisit the lifeguard posts on our beach, because you have situation where people go venture into the sea, and at the time the environmental condition is not safe for people to go out and fish, and these not fish rather, but swim, and these are situations that the general authorities need to look at, because I find too many people are going out and suffer drowning as a result of inexperience or the fact that they are not able to swim. Another thing that needs to happen is that we need to see from the school level children being exposed to swimming classes, so that we have a population that are able to deal with the waters that is all around us.
Barthélemy Pamphile was a part-time spearfisher and a beach vendor. Investigations continue into the drowning near Cap Mazor Beach. Gina Filippi, HTS News Force.
Thank you very much. And folks, there's a lot of stories that we didn't elaborate on tonight because they are embedded in the National Report. We have a very interesting National Report session for you today. So we're going to take a break and we're going to go into the National Report, and then we're going to have the weather for you as well. Stay right there. For those of you who have not yet shared the program, please go ahead and do so. This is News Discussed, Not Told.
Replace, upgrade, or treat yourself to something new. Yes, you can with Quartz Ready Finance. Shop today and pay nothing until March 2019. Low monthly payments, flexible terms, and the assurance that your payments are protected against unforeseen events. Get what you need now with nothing down. Yes, you can with Quartz Ready Finance. Quartz, bringing value home.
It's a new year, so how about a new look? At Quartz Optical, we have the latest brand names and styles. Plus, get 20% off credit on 12 to 24 months. Instant credit approval while you are being tested. Get 15% off cash, so you can get that new frame to go into the new year. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest, fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Special conditions apply.
We mean business and we talk business. I wanted to go back to when it started. And we let women in business tell their own stories and inspire others.
But I'm very excited about 2019.
I am Abigail Long, and join me right here for Abby's Power Lunch.
You never looked at a piece of paper. This was just a beautiful conversation.
We talk to women of the Caribbean who make things happen.
I know, let's not just preach it, let's practice it, and it starts from household.
All right, folks, and as we move on, just before we have the national report, persons involved in agriculture and so on, like farmers and agro-processors, all right, and veterinarians, also laborers, and everybody within that industry, all right, you are invited to go list yourself on a particular online directory. It's called the Agriculture Network, all right. You will get online exposure of yourself and of your business. It's an all-inclusive network designed to promote education and to showcase agriculture and all it has to offer. All right, now as a member, one will be given a web page to display your business and what you want the world to see about your business through pictures and videos. All right, so what you need to do is visit the Agriculture Network online. It's a Grenadian site. You can't go wrong. If you want to ask questions and so on, you will be able to ask directly on the website and have somebody assist you there. All right, folks, it is now time for the national report.
Government to pay salaries to public officers 1 week ahead of schedule. Details to this story and more coming up in the national report. Welcome back. I am Wendy Edmond with the national report for today, Tuesday, January 15th, 2018. Public officers in Grenada are getting a well-deserved financial break. They will receive their January salaries more than a week ahead of schedule, and it will include a 4% salary increase and increments. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Mrs. Ophelia Wells-Conwell, was the bearer of the good news for public officers Tuesday as she made the disclosure during the weekly post-cabinet press briefing.
All on sundry would say January is a hard month. That's what persons say in general terms. Taking that principle, that notion that January is a hard month, and in discussions with our public officers, it was something that they would have raised, you know, PS, I think y'all should consider this and that sort of thing. So we did the analytics to determine whether or not we could accommodate it based on cash flow. And then we suggested to the government, you know, maybe this is a good thing that you would want to do because of the fact that January is considered a hard month. You would recall that we paid early in December. So by mid-December we paid. So by the end of December, you know, into January, you have to wait traditionally until the 30th of January to get pay. So with all of that, considering school is you know, opening and all of that, we felt that as long as the cash flow permit, why not ask government to consider this? And they did.
In addition to the receipt of early salaries, salary increases of 4% and an increase in ex gratia payment minimum of $350 will be paid all at once on January 21st. P.S. Wells-Conwell says government's move is affordable and will in no way disrupt the country's cash flow. Government will also make an early start towards seed payments on Thursday, 17th January 2019.
Economic growth has ended last year was 5.2%, and on average we had 5% growth rate, and we are considered one of the fastest growing countries in the ECCU and in the region at that. In the case of to be able to do what we're doing at this time, of course when we run the analytics we have to determine that the cash flow would allow for that to happen, and definitely based on our performance the cash flow did allow for us to be able to make not just early payments but the payments with the additions on it all at once.
The month of January will also see a reduction in income tax by 2%. The rate will now move to 28%. The government of Grenada is moving ahead with plans to increase the pension for public officers to 70%. This was disclosed Tuesday by Minister of Trade, Industry, Cooperatives and CARICOM Affairs, Honorable Oliver Joseph, who is also chairman of Government's Pension Engagement Committee. At the weekly post-cabinet press briefing, Minister Joseph said government and the trade unions and staff associations representing public officers reached agreement on this, and it is included in the Memorandum of Understanding between the parties. While the issue of gratuity or the advanced payment of pension remain unresolved, both parties agreed on a pension of 70% for public officers. Minister Joseph explained that this is essentially a top-up of the pension paid by the National Insurance Scheme, which ranges generally from 30% to 58%, but can reach a maximum of 60%. Like the NIS pension, the government's pension will be payable at age 60 to persons who meet the qualifying criteria.
That is separate and apart from the gratuity. So we are speaking specifically here only of pension. When there is settlement on whatever formula is agreed upon for gratuity payment, these persons will receive it, and also for the workers who are retired from the service, they will be given it retroactively. So if you retired over the past few years and you only receive the NIS pension, then you will get it retroactively. And if there is any adjustment to be made after everything is settled, then you will get the adjustment. But we think as a government that we have a responsibility to address the concerns of all these hundreds of workers who are retiring with only NIS pension, to top it up as we promise that we will do, because almost on a daily basis we get the call we hear the concerns of retirees that they are unable to exist on the NIS pension.
Persons who would have already retired and are entitled only to NIS pension will be paid the difference retroactively. Although the matter of gratuity is currently deadlocked, Minister Joseph gave assurances that whatever the outcome, public officers will at that time receive what is agreed upon. The newly announced 70% pension applies only to established workers, that is, workers who have been appointed definitively by the Public Service Commission in a post within the estimates of revenue and expenditure. The minister explained that government will move subsequently to address matters relating to unestablished workers. In this next story, the Cabinet of Grenada has approved attorney-at-law Mr. Ali Gale as the country's new ambassador to the Caribbean community, CARICOM. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is currently taking steps to have Mr. Gale formally installed as Grenada's ambassador to CARICOM. The process will require Mr. Gill having to travel to the CARICOM Secretariat in Guyana to present his instruments of appointment to CARICOM Secretary General Mr. Owen LaRoque. Confirmation of Mr. Gill's appointment will be provided once that process is complete. This is the National Report. More news when we return.
It is here again, it is here again. The Made in Grenada Expo is here again. And I just hope the whole of Grenada ready, because I sung in a clarion call. The Made in Grenada Expo is here again. The Made in Grenada Expo is on February 7th, and the public is encouraged to come out and give full support and buy out all local products on show. Products manufactured right here in Grenada, 100% Grenadian, and it's happening right here at the National Stadium. Are taking in the Independence Parade and the Made in Grenada Expo one time. I am so excited. That's why I'm making a fireside. I bring my tent, my blanket and all kind of thing, and I'm camping right here until everything done on February 7th. The Made in Grenada Expo is here again.
Welcome back. The National Celebrations Committee says the 2019 Independence Day Rally and Parade will be shifted to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on February 7th. This has become necessary as work is presently ongoing at the cricket stadium to ensure the pitch and outfield are completed for the two-day, one-day internationals on February 25th and 27th, when England tours the West Indies. Chairman of the NCC, Mr. John Williams, has assured that the change will not affect the celebrations.
We were planning to host the military parade, the rally, as well as a cultural presentation at the Grenada Cricket Stadium. But as you know, everyone's aware that we have the upcoming England versus the West Indies international cricket game taking place at that venue. And unfortunately, because of the timing of the games, of the match, we are not able to use the cricket stadium. So we were informed just a short while ago, earlier on, that we would have to revisit the venue for that. So fortunately what we did, we were able to locate all the stakeholders, all the persons who are going to be involved in the military parade as well as the cultural presentation and the rally. So I've just come from a site visit at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Police were represented, the Grenada National Stadium was represented. We also have other stakeholders who are going to be involved. And I'm very pleased to say, despite the change and the challenge that we are faced with, we were able to put together some very constructive ideas, and everyone is very much most relaxed about moving to this new location. As I speak, as a matter of fact, the police are involved in their very first rehearsal.
Mr. Williams is appealing to patrons to support the 2019 Independence activities, which commenced last Friday with the hosting of the preliminary round of competition for the Calypso final on January 26th at the Certes bus terminus. It begins at 8 p.m.
And we all need to be very patriotic. Independence is something we should all be proud of, no matter where you are. What country we represent. And we are very happy to know that we, as a small developing nation, we are able to celebrate 45 years as an independent nation. So I'm appealing to all the Grenadans here and abroad. Give us your support, and in particular those who are here, to come out, support the Independence Military Parade, Rally and Cultural Presentation. We have a wonderful package. We have put together a greater emphasis on our cultural heritage, because we want we want all of us to recognize what we have achieved over the past 45 years. Our theme speaks to celebrating 45 years, building resilience and economic and social transformation. And that is what Grenada is all about. So we're appealing to Grenada. Come out, bring your flags, wear your colors, celebrate your independence.
The next activity will be the Independence Round, the Island Motorcade, on Saturday 19th. And finally, in the National Report, construction is now in progress for the state-of-the-art Early Childhood Development Center that will serve Mount Horn and surrounding areas. Delroy Loza, Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, paid a visit to site to gauge the progress of construction 2 months after the sword was turned.
Thank you very much. And of course, we did give you a full report on that development there. Thank you very much to all the folks who were instrumental in the production of the National Report, and to the presenter Wendy Edmond we want to thank you, as well as we are running out of time, folks. You know that we are not only on Facebook, but we are also streaming live on the WPG 10, and that is channels 10 and 11. So we have to stick tight to our schedule. That means, therefore, that we have just about 2 more minutes before we have to leave. So what we are going to do right now, folks, we are going to tell you about the weather. Now, we've been having really chilly nights by Grenadian standard, all right? And it's going to continue into tonight. We're expecting the low at about 23 degrees Celsius, all right? We can expect some nighttime showers tonight. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 5 to 15 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Seas slight, waves up to 4 feet in open waters, and there are no weather warnings or advisories, all right? And tomorrow the sun is expected to rise at around 6:32 a.m. and we are expecting partly cloudy conditions with occasional daytime showers, increasing in cloudiness overnight with more frequent showers. All right, and that's for tomorrow. Now, the minimum temperature tomorrow is expected to be about 23 degrees Celsius and the max 29.5. So it's going to be a relatively cool day tomorrow. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, variable to calm at times. Seas slight, waves up to 4 feet in open waters. And that's your report for tomorrow. Sun is expected to set at around 6:02 p.m. So that's it for our news for tonight, folks. We will have news for you again. That is tomorrow, God's willing. There are some stories that we're working with. We are going to tell you about the NTRC, all right, the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, on what consumers and customers need to do in the event that they have complaints against telecommunication providers. All right, as well. We are going to be telling you about the cricket action that is expected to be happening here from the 17th, all right? The Windward Islands. Before we go, let's just say hello to some. Oops. Let's say hi to Rachel, my mom, Kireen, Lynn Tonner, Closilda, Kizzy, Asha, Monica, Suzette, Samantha, Nels, all right? Who else we have with us here, boy? We have Curtis with us, we have Colette, we have Adore, and we have Lisa and Angel and everyone else on the program. All right, thank you for joining us. And there are some of you who have not shared the program as yet. I want to encourage you to please share the program. You know, again, when you share the program, other people gets to know what we are doing here. All right, Spice Girl, big up yourself as well, okay? We have Jennifer with us today and Melly. Okay, so guys, Veronica and everyone else, thank you for watching. We're gonna turn it down right now. God bless you. Thanks for watching again. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we all say, Ja. No. Good night, everyone.